Hey VC, it's Joe coming at you from Planet 13, and this is just a somewhat quick video on a recent haul I picked up. Unfortunately and fortunately, a record store is closing in my town, and it's unfortunate because I just love this store. It was my favorite record store. It's been open for over 4 decades, and I started going there in 1991. I remember the first day I walked in. It was like a hot June afternoon. I was 13 years old. I think it was 1991. I want to say I was 13. I can't even do the math anymore, but I was young. And they had us in the marquee or in the display case, they had a big poster for Slave to the Grind by Skid Row. And I went in and I bought a cassette. And ever since then, I've been like returning every month or week. I just love that store. And I remember the week after I went in and I got like Alice Cooper's Hey Stupid, because they'd always have like a new display every week, because back in the 90s you had some groundbreaking album coming out every week. It was just a great time to be a music fan. And yeah, I'd line up for like midnight sales for, when albums would debut. So I got like Tool albums there when before they came out, Oasis, Nirvana, Soundgarden, just all on CD or cassette at the time, whatever, format I was listening to. So it sucks that they're closing, but at the same time, they had a 30% off sale, and yeah, I made out pretty good. I picked up 18 albums, 18 albums, yeah, 18 albums, 15 new, 3 used. I spent $200. So that works out to be roughly $11 an album. And that's Canadian funds. So in American funds, that's about 7.5 cents an album. So you'll see that I did pretty good. I'm not bragging. I'd rather the store remain open. But, it's still nice to have these albums. In the recent years, I kind of discovered when I go to, because it's right near a concert hall downtown. So I've discovered, as I went there, because I'd usually go there before the concert, I'd meet musicians. Because it's kind of world renowned for being a great store to shop at. So I met Geddy Lee there, and I met Marilyn Manson there, and Johnny Cash there. I met him, C.J. Ramone, and just a few others. One person I met. So this is the first album I'm going to show. This is I bought used. This is a band called Girl, and at the time when I picked this up, I didn't know who was in this, but it's actually Phil Collen from Def Leppard, who's another person I met in that store. So I just picked this up. I thought it was like a Canadian band. I thought it was a Canadian band called Wasted Youth, but no, it's a British band called Girl. It's Phil Collen, second album by Girl. I haven't heard it yet. I got these on Monday. It's Saturday today. I haven't had time to listen to everything. So I haven't heard this one yet, but I've read reviews of it that say it's pretty good. Second used album I got is Rolling Stone's Steel Wheels. I was a bit of a jerk. Someone had this in their hands and they put it down, and I just snapped it up. They put it down like, I don't want to make myself sound out to be a scoundrel. They did put it down in a spot where it wasn't supposed to be. And then they walked 2 aisles away, and then I waited a minute or two, and then I just picked it up because if I didn't, someone else was going to. So Steel Wheels by Rolling Stones. I assumed he was done with it, but part of me is like, maybe he was just kind of, because he put it off in a corner, but it was on the shelf still, and I was like, yeah, it's fair game now, I think, if I wait sometime. It was busy. Like, even though they sold off 80% of their stock, there was still kind of a lineup to go through all the bins. So, and you kind of had to grab everything, and if you even debated about grabbing it, if you wanted it, you had to grab it, or else, you'd have to get back in line and go through the bins again, and probably by that point, it would be gone. So, yeah, this is a good album from what I remember. I haven't heard it in a long time. The big hit on here was Mixed Emotions. Some say it's their best last good album. Some say it is just kind of generic 80s, polished, sterile, no balls kind of rock and roll music. And it's not that great. I saw this tour though, so I'm interested in hearing this album again. Last album I got that was used is Henry Mancini. This is just cop show themes. So you got Kojak on here, SWAT, Bretta's theme, Rockford Files, Y50, Just, you know, those classic 70s, 80s themes. Next album I got, The Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle. So yeah, this was dirt cheap. You know, $7.70 for this. Pretty good price. Fantastic album. I see this mentioned a lot. So I won't talk about it too much. Next album I got, it's a 2 LP. It's KMFDM Paradise. This came out in 2019. Sounds like KMFDM. If you haven't heard KMFDM in 25 years, like I haven't, it's like they haven't even gone away. It's the same sound, and that's not a bad thing. And I love the artwork. KMFDM always has pretty much the same artist doing every album artwork. And yeah, gatefold, 2 LP. And you got your lyrics in there. It's happy to grab this. I was watching it on Amazon, and I snagged it for like a good price. It's usually like $40 on Amazon, and I grabbed it for, well, like I said, on average, it'd be like $7 American. It's insane. Kiss, the music from the Elder. I'm glad I got this cheap because it's not their best album, although some say it's in their top 5 now. A lot of people do like it. Me, I haven't heard enough times to make a decision. There's only 4 more albums I have to get by Kiss, studio albums, and those are the Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons Soul albums, Sonic Boom and Hot in the Shade. So 2 years ago I didn't have any Kiss on vinyl, and now I pretty much have 20. And yeah, it's a gatefold, and yeah, I'm excited to listen to it more though, to figure out where I stand with that album. This is my cheater album. This is the one my buddy got me. It's a Ramones. It's Alive on vinyl. It's on transparent red and blue. And it's a gatefold. Comes with nice inner sleeves. It's a 2020 reissue by Rhino. Start Your Ear Off Right. So it came out end of February, I believe. Pick this up if you see it. It's great. I'm sure it'll come out later on black vinyl, if you're a bigger fan of black than colored vinyl. This album I was kind of angry at first. It was the most expensive album. It was regularly priced at $40, so, you know, 30% off. You're looking at like $28. It's 2 LPs. I thought this was no alternative, just because this was a record store release from 2019. April 2019, I believe. I thought this was the no alternative. If you're a grunge fan, if you're an alternative fan, there was an alternative album that came out in 1993, 94, and it had Soundgarden, Nirvana, bunch of those kind of bands. So I looked at the back when I snagged this. It's kind of hard to read the band names, and I saw Mudhoney. I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. That's what I want. I just thought I had different artwork for like record store day. It is 2 LPs, but it turns out this is a soundtrack to a movie called No Alternative. And I saw Mudhoney. That's basically the only band I knew on here, other than I heard of the band called Failure. So I knew who Failure was, but I didn't know any of their songs. So I got home and I was kind of like, oh man, I just wasted $28, you know? It's kind of a bummer. But it worked out in the end, because 2 weeks before this is really weird. I had a song stuck in my head, and I Googled it, and I Googled the lyrics, and I didn't have the lyrics right, so the right song didn't show up. I couldn't figure out who it was, and it was bothering me. Turns out that song is on here, and it's a song by Lisa Loeb called How Do You Sleep? So I never would have figured that out, and it's nice to have that on vinyl, I guess. And it's just kind of funny how things work out like that. No, the song's called Do You Sleep, not How Do You Sleep. Yeah, Do You Sleep by Lisa Loeb. And I do remember hearing that song way back in 94. I just remember seeing the video. I didn't have any of her albums. It just, for some reason, songs, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm listening to a lot of vinyl, but random songs are popping into my head like a lot that I haven't thought of in like 25, 30 years. If that's happening to you too, let me know. Maybe I have a brain tumor and weird things are happening in my brain. I don't know. But yeah, just thought it was kind of funny that 2 weeks before that weird song was in my head, and then I picked up an album that I was kind of angry about getting, and there it was. Next one is another soundtrack album. It's just a House of Wax. Don't know why this isn't a gatefold. It's 2 LPs. Wish they spent a little money and made it a gatefold, because they do have a nice insert here. This is very, 2000-y. You get The Prodigy, Marilyn Manson, My Chemical Romance, Deftones, Disturbed. And then you got some throwback tunes on here. You got The Dirt by the Stooges and Joy Division. You got a few other bands too that I don't really know. It's on Coke Bottle Clear vinyl, it's called. So it's kind of see-through-ish. And yeah, it's cool. Cool album. I enjoy it. Not the best movie, not horrible, but it's your typical 2000s movie. It's got some cool parts. Who's in this? Paris Hilton, Alicia Cuthbert, and Jared Paladinsky are the most notable names I recognize. Another soundtrack I got is Scream 1 and 2. Pretty short soundtrack. This is on red vinyl. I'll show the vinyl now. I kind of like this. It's gruesome though, but it's Drew Barrymore, her famous death scene in that movie. If I spoil it for you, well, the movie's, you probably should have seen it by now. The movie's 26 years old, I think. That's all I can say about that. Sorry if I did spoil it for you, but I did. And fantastic movie. Directed by Wes Craven. 2 was pretty good. 3, I didn't care for, but I hear some people like it. And 4, I like quite a bit. TV series, I liked the first season, but season 2, I couldn't get into. Next album I got is Wyld Stallions. So this is soundtrack to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure #1. Only band I really knew on here was Extreme. There's a band on here called Tora Tora, which I heard of, never heard before. Another band called Shark Island, Vital Signs, Big Pig. Yeah, it's all right. Hey, for $7.50, I'll take it. It's got this, they call it a holographic cover, but I think it's just like gold embossed. I was happy to see this one, but now that I have this, I have to get all their albums because I'm a collector and I have no restraint. It's Megadeth's Rest in Peace. It's my favorite, maybe second favorite. It's between this and Countdown to Extinction for my favorites by Megadeth. Really cool album, super thrashy. I won't linger on it long. We're all familiar with this. If we're thrash fans, if we're not, you probably don't care. They also had another album on there, System Has Failed. Wasn't familiar with this. This came out in 2004. I'm not really familiar with anything of them past Euthanasia. But I do want to get all their catalog because, they're consistently good. I don't think they put out a bad album. My taste had changed, but I kind of want to get back into this band. So yeah, great pickup for $7.50. Next album I have, remember Jamie, he showed this one. It's Max Webster, The Bootleg. So I think Jamie got this part of the Max Webster box set. If you're not Canadian, you probably don't know this band. I'm not even that familiar with them. I know their hits from the radio, but this album is smoking. I only knew a couple songs really off the top of my head. I want to get into Max Webster. I'll probably pick it up, their catalog used, because they're dirt cheap used. Being a Canadian band, I'm living in Canada. So this is just a nice introduction to me. I'm kind of glad I got it on the cheap because, there's not much to this. You think they'd have a little more fun with it. I know it's kind of fun to make a bootleg album and just make it no frills. But this is all you get, and that plus the album. And yeah, it'd be nice if they put some liner notes in or something, just give us some value. Because fans of this band are like diehard and, they kind of want, they like those extras. I'm always wanted to get into them because I remember being at a concert with my brothers and one of their buddies, so my brothers are like 10 years older than me. We went and saw Alice Cooper. And one of their buddies was super drunk and he just, we saw him in the lobby afterwards. And he's like, that's the best effing concert I ever saw. It just wasn't as effing good as Max Webster. And Alice Cooper's always my favorite. So I'm like, I really got to see Max Webster live. And this would be 1999 when that happened. So still haven't seen them live because I don't think they really play live that often. They do once in a while, but it's never near me. And yeah, so now I have a live album to kind of understand where the guy's coming from. Another album I got is Iron Maiden, Powerslave. Happy to get this. I'm trying to get Iron Maiden's collection on vinyl. So now I have everything up to the one before Fear of the Dark. I forget what that album's called. This is my favorite album cover artwork by Iron Maiden, so I was happy to get this. I like this kind of Sphinx Egypt kind of look. And then I picked up David Lee Roth, Skyscraper. This is a great album. I like it. It's got Paradise on it. I had this on cassette growing up, listened to it a lot. As I remember being like 12 and just always talking about David Lee Roth. I had a buddy, his name was Ed Baker. Haven't seen him since 1993. But he just loved music, and we'd always just talk music. And he's like, you go to a David Lee Roth concert, he shoots Jack Daniels out of like massive like squirt guns into your mouth from the stage. And this is like a 12-year-old to 12-year-old, and we're just like, oh, man, we really got to go to these David Lee Roth concerts. I didn't even know what Jack Daniels was at the time. I just knew I had to go. Still haven't been to one. Oh, I did see Van Halen reunited with Roth, but I haven't been to a solo Roth concert. At least I don't think I have. Maybe I have. I don't think I have. This one, Rise, Tom Keifer Band. This is my favorite pickup so far. This is great. Tom Keifer, if you don't know, he's the singer of Cinderella. Cinderella hasn't performed together in about 5 years. I don't know if there's band issues or what's going on, but this is his second solo album as Tom Keifer Band, and he employs his wife, I believe. She does some songwriting on here, Savannah Keifer. What makes this great, it's not necessarily the production or the songs per se. It's just you can tell a lot of love went into everything about this album, and it shows. When you listen to it, there is a certain magic that is captured that I've not heard in an album for a while. Like, it's not sterile. It's just a lot of emotion, but not like sad emotion or bluesy or happy emotion. Just something about it. There's something, maybe it's a live aspect. I don't know. But something magical has been captured on this, for my ears anyway. Maybe I'm just rambling on like a lunatic, but it just sounds great. I'm not even like the hugest Cinderella fan. I'm a moderate fan. I've got a couple of their albums on vinyl, but yeah, it's on like this green colored vinyl, and it comes with a really pretty decent book. It's about 28 pages, I think. So you got some songs on here and some background behind the songs and lyrics. And you got some nice images of the band. And yeah, again, more lyrics and stuff. And just a phenomenal album. I think it came out in 2019. It was always pricey on Amazon. It would cost me, I was going to get it, but it was like 42 Canadian dollars, which would run me like $30 American. It just seemed like too much. But now that I understand it came with this big book, that's why, maybe, 20-page book. And to pick it up for $7.50, it's a bargain. And last album I got, it's this one is a bit of a disappointment, but at the same time, it's a good-looking album. Maybe not the cover. It's Danzig's Skeletons. I know we really don't want to see a topless Danzig. That's not what makes it beautiful, in my opinion. But it is cool artwork. He hadn't worn this skull makeup since he was in the Misfits in the 80s, early 80s. So that's kind of cool. But I like this picture a lot. I like horror kind of punk metal, so this is perfect. This is right up my alley. This is a covers album too. And I'll go through the covers after I show the vinyl. So the vinyl itself, it's on this, I don't know, it's purple black. Really good looking. I think that's what makes this a good looking vinyl package in total. Like everything is there. Like the vinyl looks cool. The cover's kind of cool. The artwork's cool, but the production is, it's just hollow and thin and just low budget. It sounds like a bunch of like B-sides that never got the treatment it deserved. But the songs on here are cool. You got him covering the song Devil's Angels, a song called Satan from Satan's Saddest, Let Yourself Go, NIB by Black Sabbath, Lower the Thighs by think that's Aerosmith. Action Woman, I think that's ZZ Top. Could be wrong. Rough Boy, With a Girl Like You, Find Somebody, Crying in the Rain. I think that one's Elvis. So yeah, that's what I picked up. I'll cut it off there. Until next time, cheers.